This a Batman tune. I promise you. This shit lit, cuz. This shit lit. Alright? Run that joint.
Niggas looking for the light. Me and my niggas prepared for the dog. Yeah. So we gon' get it on for the last days, nigga. I already know what it is. 140 for the rebel.
They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out. Earn your stripes, dog, you with us or not. We can get it on when it's on, it don't never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy, you on holy ground. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out. It's a problem, tell them pop off. I die for I let my colors fly, boy. For a nigga take me, they a drop dead. AR, clean them up like a mop pig. Say he cool, he bad, he really so tough. They like, damn, look what he did, it really go rough. Little bitch think she Kiki Palmer, silly hoe. She know I'm that bull, but I ain't from Philly though. From the city where they sing about that ribbon like petty poops. Know them niggas plotting, gotta deal with me. Can't catch me slipping, got to steal with me. Just left Alabama, bought a chopper from some hillbilly move. He made my life feel the blade. Leave them all bruised, come through like a plague. Rebel off the leash like a dog out the cage. Call me Johnny Blaze on Run West May. Watch your step get stretched like a limousine. So my brother bring that blade back wet, that's by any means. Little nigga, this that cult, need to talk. Niggas know I got blood in my cup, I just sip it like it's grenadine. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war, let's see who make it out. On your stripes, dog, you with us or not. We can get it on when it's on, it'll never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy, you on holy ground. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war, let's see who make it out. Tell them niggas good night, here come the best. Look, told them niggas get right or get left. UPK, bad man, I pin to your flesh. Hellboy, rip the soul out of dead man shit. Got the rate, the power, I been a showstopper. Yeah, they might hate, but I know they gon' watch. Zone on lock, and you know the flow prop. Iced out, got the drip out of David Jones lock. Know I got the plan, they say that you the man. No shit, Sherlock, I'm the one you heard about. Burn down the building, let them all watch. Throw that one west up, then I swerve out. Sick with this shit, I do not need a detox. He don't watch a step, blow him out them Reeboks. We taking over, I'm sending the word out. Can't see me, little nigga, I put you in a bird box. Look, it's one west practical, gladiator, maximal. Creep on them slow, but that Glock fire rapido. All I want is more power, more straps to blow. Ain't got excuse for no car, he gon' have to go. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out. Earn your stripes, dog, you with us or not. We can get it on when it's on, it'll never stop. First you get that power, gotta hold it down. Watch your step, boy, you on holy ground. They in the building, we in the spot. We can go to war and see who make it out.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my taxes. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
Was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road. That a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, save facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
Do you see just how it feels? Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Do you see just how it feels? Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Alright, shalom Israel, shalom, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Barakatam to all the brothers, Yahweh Shema Ilatam Ba'Shem Yahushai to all the sisters. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me to Wab. Make sure my connection's good, my sound's good. Let me know if y'all got any issues on my side before I carry on. Let's see to the comments. Y'all put a 1 or a 1 west if we good to go. Also seeing brothers and sisters checking in the comments. All right, I see y'all. We got Rab Kwa. All right, shalom sis. Yahweh Shema Alatah Ba'Shem Yahushai. Sister put her registry also, which we'll go through in a moment. We got someone named KJ Kimberly Jordan checking in from STL. All right, shalom. We got of course Kyla. Yahweh Shema Alatah Ba'Shem Yahushai.
Shalom, Yahweh Shemar, Lathah Ba'Shem Yahushai.
Oh, sorry, Christ. We got Messiah Allah checking in from Blakesley, PA. All right, Shalom, Yabashim Shabbat. We've got a sister Tay checking in from DeLand, Florida. All right, Most High Christ. A couple of new people checking in. Most High Christ. What's we got? As always, we've got the young man Corey. All right, Corey Yakwa Ban Yahweh Ban Yashala. Most High Christ. Yahweh Shabbat. All right, we good on the audio, good on the video. Most High Christ, the water to y'all. We got DS Mios with the emojis. All right, shalom to you too. All right, Most High Christ, we good on the sound. All right, shalom also to Marisa. Shalom sis. Yahweh Shema Ida Thaba Shem Yahushai. All right, so over today's class, we're going to be revisiting colors in the Hebrew. I know this is a class I did a while back. Of course, we have some new students in here, so some of you may not have been over colors before. But I think there's a few amendments I've had to make after researching. So we're going to go over it, revisit colors in Hebrew, and just go through the topic. Also, something I wanted to do for any new brothers and sisters, whether it's just generally new to the school or new to the Lashawan Qadash class, is I wanted to see, and y'all let me know if this would be beneficial. I wanted to go over the salute, all right, the Hebrew greeting for obviously both brothers and sisters as well. All right, the separate salutes, whether you're a brother and your sister, whether you're saluting a brother or saluting a sister. All right, so y'all let me know if that would be helpful for me to go through that. All right, and we'll go through that before we get into the main topic. Also, shalom to Parah, Yahweh Shema Allah Thaba Hashem Yahushai. All right, Most High Christ. So also shout out to your husband, Ma'ai checking in from Dallas, Texas, Most High Christ. All right, so to start, we'll go ahead and go through the Hebrew alphabet. If you could, Kayla, whenever you are ready, if you could go through the Hebrew alphabet for me, Baba Kashar.
Khan. A, Ba, Ga, Da, A, Wa, Za, Ka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, Ta.
Most High Christ. All right, Most High Christ. Excellent. I'm just going to put it up on the screen as well, so y'all can see what the sister was just going through and reciting. Also, we'll do the registry. All right, we'll do the registry. We'll start with those physically in the class. So we'll start with Kayla. Kayla, could you state your name and your registry for me, Baba Kushar?
Khan. Kayla, Bath Yahawda, Ban Yasharala.
Most High Christ. So Kayla, Bath Yahawda, Ban Yasharala. Right. So what the sister just read earlier, we went through the Hebrew alphabet. It's the Hebrew alphabet, the Lashawan Qadash. We read from right to left. So Abba, Gada, Hawa, Zaka, Ta, Ya, Ka, La, Manasa, I. Those letters, go over them, revise them. You want to commit that to memory. All right. That's going to be, I'm saying, very helpful in learning the Lashawan Qadash language. The alphabet is, of course, foundational. All right. And also, as a sister stated her registry, the way you state your registry for anybody who does not know or maybe new to class, you would say your name, then you'd say Ban or Bath, depending on whether you're a brother or a sister. So Ban meaning son, Bath meaning daughter. Then you'd say your tribe in the Hebrew. If you're not sure what your tribe is in the Hebrew, let me know what it is in English, and I'll give you how to say it in Hebrew, how to say it, how to write it, the whole nine. All right. Then Ban Yasha'ala. All right. Link it to how whatever your tribe is a son of Israel, a son of Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. Okay. So let me check the comments with regards to the salute. Do y'all want to go through the salutes for brothers and sisters? Would that be helpful? Let me see. I ain't seeing those comments about it just yet. So let me go through the registry in the comments. We got Rabqua, Bathra Alban, Banya Shala, Most High Christ. Just going to go through any check-ins of the registries that I see. Also, if there's anybody who's still working on obtaining their Hebrew name, you're doing your 90 days, you're shedding yourself to the world, you're attending classes, make sure you fill in the attendance sign-in sheet. All right, you can find the link in the chat, fill in the attendance sign-in sheet, and obviously put down the classes, the Lashawan Qadash class. All right, also, the next message, if there are any brothers or sisters that want to join the UK Lashawan Qadash class live, like you see Kayala, you see other students coming in and out. Obviously, I'm just referencing Kayala because she's in the class now. Just contact us by email or by Facebook. All right, let us know your name, your zone, and the name of your camp leader, and we can look at getting you in class. Also, if anybody wants any study materials or resources of things we've put together or gone through, vocabulary, different even colors as we go through today. If you want any resource materials or study materials, by all means, reach out also through that as well. Let me see, is there any more registries? We got Hatazan, Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah. What was I believe the young man Corey put his registry in here. Let me grab that. All right, in his check-in, he's put Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. And to the sisters, Yahweh Shema Isla Than Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Mosiah Christ has put his registry. Corey, Yaqua, which is the middle name in Hebrew. Ban Yahawada, Ban Yasha'ala. All right, checking in from Fresno, California. Who else we got checking in? We got Sister Shamaya, Rib and Property of Captain Tazaria, Mosiah Christ. Checking in from Dallas, Texas. First time tuning in. Jeremiah and insist that you learn Hebrew. Absolutely. Most High in Christ. So you're here in the Lashawan Qadash class. All right, Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Ala Taba Hashem Yahushai. All right, we got the registries coming in now. Got Ira in the building. Ira Ban Yamyan Ban Yasha'ala. Marisa Bath Ban Yamyan Ban Yasha'ala. Nasai Allah Ban Shammaiwan, a son of Simeon Ban Yasha'ala, Most High in Christ. And I believe this sister is requesting to go through the salutes, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll go through the salutes for brothers and sisters. So let me search for it real quick. Let's do Hebrew greetings. Okay, so breaking down the Hebrew greeting or the salutes. All right, so we've got salute. We also have the salute for the scroll. I think I'm also added that in later on. So the salute for the brothers. I'll read the salute because I'm a brother. So the way you would salute a brother, you would say Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Atha, if you're talking to a specific brother, right? Or you're saluting an individual brother, or you'd say Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barak Atham, if you're talking to a group of brothers, all right? If you're talking in the plural. Okay, so you can find you can see from here how to write it down in the Paleo Hebrew, how you'd write it down in the modern Hebrew, and this is how you'd write it down in the English, like the Hebrew and the English letters, or like how you pronounce it, right? So Yahweh Bahasham, which means in the name, Yahweh Shai, which is of Yahweh Shai, Barak Atha, which means bless you, or Barak Atham, which means bless you in the plural sense, so like bless y'all. All right, so that's the salute for the brothers. If you want to take a let me zoom out a little bit. In fact, if anybody wants to take a screenshot as we go through it, you know what I'm saying, it'll definitely help you with it's all good trying to repeat, you know what I'm saying, stuff that you hear. I hear a lot of brothers almost rushing through the salute. That's all you need is the tha at the end. But if you want to actually say the salute properly, and as you checking into classes, salute brothers, salute sisters, so on and so forth, you want to make sure you have the the salutes down. All right, now, so this would be the salute for brothers. This is what the brothers will say to other brothers, right, or individual brothers as you salute them. Now for the sisters, your salute is different. So this will be a salute that you receive, and also the salute that you would give back. Okay, so the way a sister would salute, you would first, you typically, if you're saluting each other, you would say Yahweh Shamar Il Atha, which would be if you're saluting an individual sister, or Athan, if you're saluting multiple sisters, right? Bahasham Yahawashai. Or say if a brother saluted you and you're saluting him back, you would still say the same salute, right? So he's saying, Yahweh watch over you in the name of Yahushai. And you say the same thing back. Yahweh Shema Alatah Bahasham Yahushai. Or if you're saluting multiple brothers, you'd again just take a tham from right here, which is you in the plural masculine sense. So a group of men, right? So if you're saluting an individual sister, you use Yahweh Shema Al Atha Bahashem Yahushai. If you're saluting a group of sisters, Yahweh Shema Al Athan Bahashem Yahushai. If you're saluting the brothers back, say after class, you would say Yahweh Shema Al Atham Bahashem Yahushai. Okay. And that's how sisters would do the salutes. So like sisters don't really do the brother salutes. Brothers will have, salute brothers differently and salute sisters differently. But sisters, will just use that one salute. A sister wouldn't need to say Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Barakatah. Okay, your salute is always Yahweh Shema Ayal Athah, Ayal Athan, or Ayal Atham, depending on the context. Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay. All right. I see. God, definitely brothers be running through that salute. That's how I be hearing it sometimes. God. But if you slow it down and get it word by word, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Barak Athah. You want to make sure you say each individual part. You're saying Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless you. All right. Or for the sisters, Yahweh watch over you in the name of Yahweh Shai. Okay. All right, I pray that makes sense for everybody. Then also I threw in the salute in the Torah. When you're saluting the scroll, it's a slightly different prayer. In that instance, you're not blessing another person, but you're asking the Most High in the name of Christ to bless you. Or when you say it, bless me, right? So when you're saluting the scroll, you would say, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Barak Yah, right? Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Barak Yah, which means Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai bless me, right? So those are the three salutes to greetings, right? The greetings for the brothers, greetings for the sisters, and then these are all salutes. Salute for the brothers, salute for the sisters, and saluting the scroll, which you're blessing yourself, okay? All right, I pray that is helpful for anybody who may not have, gone through the salute and what it is that we're actually saying when we salute one another. All right, it's powerful. It's more powerful when you understand what you're saying as opposed to just, repeating something you may have heard, repeating it wrong, not really understanding what you're saying. Okay, so I pray that was helpful for everybody. By all means, take your screenshots, or if you want a copy of this sheet right here, I really should put the salute and the Torah in both Hebrews as well, or salute in the, well, I keep saying Torah, salute in the scroll in both Hebrews as well. It's the same thing. But if anybody wants this sheet, by all means, just reach out to us on Facebook. You can reach out to me if you have me on Facebook. My page is Ra'al Ban Banyamyan. We can get those resources out to you. All right. Also, let's see, we've got a trooper to Zapia Ban Yahawada Ban Yasha'ala, Most High in Christ, checking in from Louisiana. All right, okay. All right, this brother would like a copy. Yeah, definitely reach out to me on Facebook. If sometimes for some reason, brothers or sisters have said they've tried reaching out to me, but it doesn't come through to my Facebook. I'm not sure why that is. My page will be the one in I'm wearing a red garment and holding a scroll. All right, I do have another page which I actually closed down, but Facebook just keep that shit open forever. But it's with a blue garment. It's not the one with the blue garment. I'm in the red. All right, so make sure you contact the right page or simply just contact by email. All right. Yeah, I think this was the specific brother. Salakia, I don't know why that is. But if you reach out to us by email, I'll make sure you get that. All right. Or I was going to say message me your Facebook, I could try reach out to you. Either way is fine. You could even email me your Facebook page. Could be friends only. I could definitely have a look into that. I'm gonna look into that after class. But I definitely want to or it's on private. I thought it's pretty much public, but I'll look into it. I'll definitely look into it after class. All right, but either way, reach out to me on by email, right? ISUPKUK@gmail.com. I have access to that email, and let me know your Facebook Facebook profile as well, so I can friend you. That way, that solves that issue for one. Let me get this question here. Brother says, like I say, if I may, since we're talking about it, the salute of the sisters, should it not be like Lord Shema me, while she herself taught? No, so the way you do the salute, you're saluting another person, right? It's a greeting. You're talking to somebody else. You're not just talking to yourself, asking for the Most High to bless you, if that makes sense. So like if I walk up to you and dap you up, I salute you. Yahweh Shem Yahushai Barakatah. If I see a sister, I salute her. Yahweh Shema Alatah Ba'ashem Yahushai, and she would salute me back. You know what I'm saying? It's only with like say you're saluting the scroll, that's when you're asking for the Most High to bless you, like me, right? If that makes sense. Okay. Also, shalom to Asina Anya in the backdrop. Again, you can choose to put your camera on or off. It's up to you. But by all means, if you have any questions to be going throughout the class, let me know. I'll be asking you questions and putting questions to you as well as we go in through the class. That's to all right. Oh, Salaki, before I even should say that, I should say Yahweh Shema Alatah Ba'ashem Yahushai.
Shalom, sir. Shalom, sis. Salakia. I got my kids in the background. That's why I'm trying to stay muted up and without the camera. Salakia. Shalom, y'all.
No sweat. You're good to go. It ain't even a lot of background noise or anything. I can't really hear anything. But yeah, you good to go. All right, but shalom. If you could, Ayandabar, could you state your registry for me, Bab Kushar?
Concert. Naimia Bath Benyamin. Is it Banath? Is it Banath Israel?
You would say Ban. You'd say
Ban.
Yasha'Allah. No sweat. Right? So you would say to state your registry. Let me even correct this one right here. You would say your name. So Naimia Bath Banyamyan. If you try to, I originally was thinking that you'd say Bath Yasha'Allah as to you yourself being the daughter of Israel, but I got the water to General Kwabala Math. He advised Ban Yasha'Allah, talking about how your tribe member, whether it be Benjamin, Judah, Simeon, Reuben, your tribe member is a son of Israel. All right, so the only differentiating the Ban or the Bath is the first part. Okay.
Salaki, sir, could I try again?
Of course, absolutely.
The water, sir. So it would be Naimia Bath Banyamyan Ban Yasharala.
That's correct. Mosiah and Christ. All right. So Naimia Bath Banyamyan Ban Yasha'Allah.
Concert the water.
Okay. Mosiah and Christ. Ayundabar. Did you need me? I was just going through the salutes for brothers and sisters. Do you want me to quickly run through it again, or did you catch it, or would you like me to just do it again?
La, sir, I don't want to hold up the class. I'll go back and rewatch it later. Salaki.
Okay. All right. No sweat. You can also like take a screenshot or if you want me to send you this sheet, by all means, just reach out to me or just let me know. I think I have your email address, if I'm correct. I can just send it to you by email.
That would be to Wabster, the water.
Okay. No sweat. I am the bar. All right, so I'll send that to you by email. Let me just note that down to myself to remind myself. I'm sure I'll have my rib remind me too. Because my memory is terrible, so lucky for everybody and everything I've forgotten. But I'll make sure it gets over to colors. All right, so I'm revisiting colors in Hebrew and how to say the different colors. All right, so let me go over to that section. I know for all my Americans in class, Slovakia, we spell colors with a U. I sincerely apologize. I'm sure it hurts your eyes to see, but we spell colors in the UK with a with a U in there.
Like, sir, if I
All right.
could,
So hold on. Is there a go ahead?
I wanted to say I specifically signed up for your class, sir, because
Go
I
ahead.
grew up. I did my first few years of primary school in Corozal, Belize, and Belize used to be a British colony, so that's why I low key picked your class, Salakia.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Khan, which you grew up in like one of the Caribbean islands,
Well,
a
in
British
Belize, sir,
colony.
in Corozal, Belize, Belize was a British colony till the 80s, and so I know I guess I
I
grew up with that
believe.
British English, and so that's why I picked your class, sir, Salakia.
Okay. All right, Mosiah Christ. That's what's up. All right. Shout out to Belize. You know what I'm saying? Mosiah Christ. All right. So, okay. All right. Let me also get this question real quick. Let me see. Okay. So, with regards to saluting the sister, he says, Ira says, but she says the same thing back to me, and a than is female. Right. So, when you salute an individual sister, you would say Yahweh Shema I'il Athar. Now, that Athar just means you. Right? So if you salute an individual sister, both of you will say Athar, right? Now, if you're saluting multiple sisters, that's when you use Athan, which makes it plural, right? So at the end of class, if we salute multiple sisters, we'd say Yahweh Shema I'il Athan Bahashem Yahushai. Now, the response will be different there from the sisters because they're now saluting back multiple brothers. So in that instance, they would say Yahweh Shema I'il Atham Bahashem Yahushai, to salute back the brothers. Or if you wanted to, I mean, if you had any issues with that, then you would just say Athar, which just means you. And we kind of generally know what you mean, but if you wanted to be grammatically correct, you would say Atham. Okay. But if that makes sense. So a sister would only say Athan if she's saluting a group of sisters. Like she walks into a room with a bunch of sisters, hey, Yahweh Shema Al Athan Bahashem Yahushai. Right? Otherwise, you'd use a tha or a tham, right? So you just need to learn the subject pronouns and basically address the right person. Okay. All right. Let me see. Right. I get your point where you would think if the sister says a than back, a sister really you shouldn't say a than back to a brother. You'd either say a tha if it's the individual or a tham if you're saluting multiple brothers. Okay. All right, hope that clears that up. Okay, so I'm going to move on to colors in Hebrew. Right now, the Hebrew word for color, there isn't actually a Hebrew word for color itself, like there's an English word for color. But the way you'd say it is you'd use this word. Kayla, could you read out the first word for me?
Ayan.
Ayan, right? Ayan. Now, ayan in its origin means eye, right? By extension, it can be like what the eye sees or in appearance, which is why when you see in the Bible where it says like in color to this, like in color to that, or the color of this, it uses ayan and it would really translate to the appearance, right? What it is that you see. Okay. So if you're saying color, which sometimes it will translate it as color, but it's really saying appearance, the Hebrew word is ayan. Now, if you wanted to say something is like in color to this or like in color to that, the way you'd say it, or like as the appearance of this or as the appearance of that, you could relate that to colors or you could relate it to anything. You're actually generally saying like in or as the appearance of, or like in the appearance, or like in color if you're talking about a color. Okay. Now, using the preposition or using prepositions in general, who can tell me how we would say something is like in color or as the appearance. You could tell me how you'd say that in Hebrew.
So like
Go ahead.
you would add ka,
You'd add
ka ayan.
You'd add ka. You'd add the preposition ka, which means as or like, and you'd say ka ayan to say something is like in color or like in appearance or as the appearance of, right? You'd say ka ayan. Okay,
So
that's
like
how
sir.
you could say the. Go ahead.
So like sir, the I in the in ayan, isn't there no I in the ancient Hebrew?
There's no. I mean, the I in the this like ancient Hebrew, it's pronounced I, like as in say Imad, which means to stand. Imadium, right? There is an I sound. Now the letter I, of course, as we're writing stuff out in the English letters, it doesn't really, it more represents how it sounds than how it would be like you'd write it in the Hebrew letters, right? So this is ayan. If you was to put a ka here, ka ayan, right? But the way you pronounce it, usually it is typically joined with another word. Like say, for example, Yahweh Shai. The way Yahweh Shai would do is the Sha and the I connect, and it would be like, if you was to spell that out in the English letters, it would be S-H-A-I, Shai, right? In that type of spelling. But like, yeah, the letter I in that respect, like obviously the Hebrew language doesn't have vowels, but I in the Hebrew language is a consonant, if that makes sense. Like when you go through the Hebrew alphabet, you see, well, I because it's modern, right? Sa, I, right? So all the consonants have an ah sound aside from this letter, which will sound like I. And that's where you get words like Yahweh Shai, Imad, Itazab, so on and so forth, if that makes
So like,
sense.
yes, sir. So like, I didn't realize there was an actual I in the chart up there. My apologies.
Calm, no sweat, no sweat, no sweat. What you're saying is right. Like there's vowel I, or like an I sound, or like a, yeah, it'd be more like an I sound. Like you'd probably have that in the Jewish man's Hebrew, his Yiddish, because he added vowels into the language, and certain letter that he added sounds like an E or sounds like an U or an O or an I, right? Those are vowels. But the Hebrew language works with consonants. And each of those consonants have an ah sound aside from I, right? That's the only variation. Okay.
The water, sir.
All right. So, no sweat, a yonder. All right. So, if y'all want to write down, as we've put, color or appearance is ayan, right? It's really primarily appearance, but since we talk about color, I've put color there too. You can say something is like in color in the context of what you're saying. If you then say a color, right? Or like in color to bronze, or like in color to gold, you know what I'm saying? You could use ka'ayan to say that, like an appearance of the same thing. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to move on to the next word. I'm going to have Naimia read this word whenever you're ready.
Okay, Salakia. Can I, Salakia, so I don't have my alphabet in front of me. If it's not too much to ask, do you mind just showing me the alphabets at the top?
Of course. Of course. All right. So
Okay, hold on, Salakia.
in
I'm gonna
in
get.
this word, and I'll show you, we have no sweat. No sweat, go ahead.
Okay, if I could, sir, can you scroll back so I can see the connectors? Salakia.
Yep.
1 second, sir.
No sweat.
Is it Adam or Adma or
Not.
Adam?
You
Adma?
have the letters right. Adam. Adam. All right. So the way the connectors work is, say this like an N shape, or
Concert.
how would you, yeah, like an N shape. This means that the letter is singular. You pronounce the letter fully. So you'd say ah. Whereas this
Con.
connector, the upside down U, or I think I say arch, like upside down arch, the simplest form to do it. These join them two letters. And when you join two letters, the ah sound drops off from the last letter. The last letter being ma. So instead of saying Adama, you say Adam. It just joins like that. Adam. Right?
Concert.
All right. Well done. Now, Adam is a no sweat. All right. No, Adam is a word which means red or ruddy. Let me just close out this parentheses right here. All right. It means red or ruddy, right? Like red in color. It could also be ruddy, as in the sense of, like when you look at the Hebrew word Adam, it also refers to things like rosy, or like being able to like see, like blush, or being able to see the blood through your skin. Right now, in our time, this is damn near like, if you was to say ruddy, it's like the ancient version saying red bone. Like that's what we would say. So it could either refer to red, like Esau's red, or it can refer to like how we say red bone, which is really just light skin. Right. And people with obviously light skin pigmentation, you can sometimes see the blood through their skin. Right. Or even if like I'm kind of brown skin, if I get hot or flush, blood's flowing, I can get ruddy. You can start to see the red pigmentation through my skin. Right. So that's all ruddy means. Ruddy doesn't mean that people like to say, who was it, David and Ruth were both ruddy. Ruddy is a word, like imagine the word fair. Word fair means, it can mean like light in complexion, or it can mean beautiful or handsome, right? Relating to a brother. That's all ruddy means. It doesn't mean red. You know, King David was of course not red like Esau is red, but he may have been either fair skinned or like light skinned or handsome, right? That's all ruddy means. Okay, so you got red, which is Adam, meaning red or ruddy. Okay, there is also a word to say reddish, right? To say something is reddish, like it looks red, but it's not quite red. You could even use, like, say the word for orange. Now, with orange, there's no Hebrew word for orange. So I just released the word. There's no Hebrew word for orange, right? But if something is like maybe a dark orange, not quite red, but it's reddish, the word you would use is Adam dam, right? There's some variations of the word, but this is, I believe, the most common, right? Adam dam is saying something is reddish. Go ahead.
So like you said, so in this situation, the ka wouldn't apply. So you wouldn't have ka Adam. You would have an entirely new word instead of just adding ka, like red.
You could also use that. If you were to say ka Adam, you would be saying like red or as red. Whereas the better way to phrase that would be to say, you could certainly use like, this is like red. Let's say it's not quite red, but it's like red. Or there's a separate word that you could use to say specifically reddish, where you don't need to use a preposition. You just say Adam dam. And that's a specific word to say something is reddish.
Concert.
Okay. All right. Also, let me check the comments if there's anything I missed. Shalom, Lord of Christ. This is Maurice from Camden, New Jersey. Yabashim Shabbat. Or like as a Tazapia. Yeah, like ruddy. You could say someone is like a pretty boy, right? Like they're handsome. Or if you're referring to a sister, the sister's fair, she's pretty. All right. So that would be your definitions for ruddy. Just in case, anyone tries to say that, well, David was ruddy, and when you go into it, it means rosy. And so David must have been rosy. It must have been a white man with rosy cheeks and this, that, and the third. That's not what that means. It's just simple as that. All right. Also, let me get the Let me get the stream y'all up on my phone so I can just check the comments from here. All right, the next word over to Kayala. All right, so there's no Hebrew word for orange, so the next one would be yellow.
Khan, Tazahab.
Tazahab. All right, so that's yellow in Hebrew is Tazahab, right? And in its origin, its meaning means to gleam or shine, right? It actually comes from the root, which is another word we're going to get later on, right? It gleams and shines like another word we're going to get later on. I don't want to spoil it, but to say something is yellow, it'd be Tazahab. Okay, Tazahab. If anyone knows what word I'm talking about, it of course you'll hear it. It sounds similar to the other word I'm referring to, right? But yellow is Tazahab, and I just kind of did it when I was going through it, like the colors of the rainbow, right? You red, orange, yellow, green, blue. What they say, indigo, violet, and then I put some other colors in there too. But obviously there's no Hebrew word for orange, right? So you'd probably say if the orange is closer to red, or if it's like a general orange, you'd probably say reddish. Or if it's more yellow, a lighter orange, you could just say yellow. I believe, like if you were to say something's yellowish, it's kind of the same word Tazahab from what I was finding. All right. So we've got yellow as Tazahab. Now green, this is a word that I had to amend. I believe I had Ra'ainan last time. And Ra'ainan, it can mean green, but it's more specifically means like something is luxurious, like your trees outside are very vibrant and luxurious and flourishing. When plants are doing that, they're green, like a bright, luxurious green, right? But there's a more specific word to say something is green. And this word in its origin means greenness, right? Who just read? Was it Kyla that just went? Naimia, could you tell me how we would pronounce this next word for green?
Sir, do you mind if I see the alphabets, please, Salaki?
Of course, no sweat.
One second.
All right, so the letters, I can go through it as well. The letters we have are a ya, a ra, and a kwa.
Sir, so would it be
Those are the
Iraq?
three letters we have, all right, in that order. Iraq, right? Excellent. Iraq. Okay. Right. So Iraq is how you'd say something is green. Now, if you will say specifically talking about green plants or the trees outside are very green and luxurious, if you want to say that specifically, you can still say Ra'ainan. As a matter of fact, let me show you again just how you'd spell that, just so I can give you a new, for anyone who didn't have this down from the last time we went through colors, and have a new word. So let me put this down. It keeps moving stuff. It keeps. All right, but let me just. I might as well give you the word for greenish before it just moves all over my screen. All right, the word to say something is greenish, right? And it seems that those two have specific words for like reddish and greenish. I haven't found that with the other colors, so I thought where it is there, I'll give you the word. To say something is greenish, similar to Adam Dam, you'd say Yarak Rak. Right, so it's like you just repeat the last two letters, and this is greenish. Right?
Salaki, sir, if I could.
Absolutely, go ahead.
I don't know, like in a lot of Benjamite communities, if I could, sir, whenever it's so funny that's how that breaks down, because like if you're saying something is very like if it's hot or if it's something that's very red, you would say, man, like a red table or like a hot pot. You would double up. You wouldn't just say
Right.
very hot or very red.
God, I thought the exact same thing. I thought, I mean, it's damn near like, I don't know if it's like a Benjamin thing specifically or just an Israelite thing. But yeah, like that thing is hot, or like the way we talk is very it's very slangy.
Sir.
It's very we talk in slang, we talk in that way. So when I saw that these words for reddish, a dum dum, and your rack rack, I thought that was absolutely that's in the spirit of how we talk. Absolutely in the spirit of how we talk. All right. Now let me give you the word. I don't know why it keeps tripping. I'm doing something different. Hold on. So let me move this, delete that out the way, move this down. I'm going to give you the previous word we had. Okay. The previous word we had for green, which really means, how would I, it means basically luxurious. Is that the word? Let me, matter of fact, let me search the word up for green just to get the translation of what it puts over here. So if I search green right here, should have searched it. That's fine. And we go over to the lexicon, and I'm sharing the right screen, right? Y'all over in the Blue Letter Bible? Yeah, it should be right there. Okay. We see this word, all right, ra'ainan. Now, this word is actually a verb meaning green, fresh, and flourishing, right? That's the word I'm looking for, like flourishing and luxuriant, right? So sometimes it's green. Now, this uses green more times, which I think is why I put it as put it as the word for green originally. But this is more specifically talking about to grow green. It's actually a verb as well. I suppose it's a verb and an adjective, but it's more referring to trees or plants and things of that nature, or to be prosperous or flourishing. Okay, so this word, I'm gonna put green plants. Let me see if that would make sense to do. Green plants, or like the word luxuriant. Let's use that word in there. This word would be ra'ainan. All right, so ra'ainan. I'll make caps it. Ra'ainan. Okay, so if you're talking specifically about green plants, like the greenery, right, you can use ra'ainan. And it's used, like if we look at the usage, we go down here. Oh, I didn't even go back to the other screen, right? But like if you say every green tree, every green herb, and things of that nature, right? Even here, like fresh oil in the sense of flourishing. So it's not necessarily just green, but something that is flourishing, that's luxuriant, right? Green trees, green olive trees, so on and so forth, right? Okay. So now we're back over this side. Again, that word is ra'ainan. Move this up a little bit. Okay. All right. Next, we have the color blue. All right, Kayla, can you tell us how we'd say the color blue in Hebrew?
Thakalath.
Thakalath. All right, well done. All right, so thakalath is the, it's like behind, it's like here. All right, thakalath is the word for blue. Now its origin, when I look into the word for thakalath, it actually came from the name of so it's not like an original Hebrew word, but it came from the name of a shellfish that had a blue shell, which was used to make dye. It was used to make blue dye specifically. So then the word for blue became that same word, right? And you think of like your blues and your purples, these are very rare colors. Okay, so they just became named after the ingredient that was used to make the dye. Thakalath is damn near is blue 40s. That's what it is. It's your blue 40s, your blue 30s. I always make jokes about them sweets and them colors, additives and stuff. But Thakalath is your blue 30s. All right. So that is the color for blue. All right, I'm gonna give you all a second before I go on to the next one. Well, I suppose next, if we go in like the color of the rainbow, the next one is indigo, or say like a navy blue. This would just fall under blue, right? It would just fall under the same as stack a lot. Even if something is very dark blue or very light blue or whatever, it just falls under blue. And you could probably even use those. As a matter of fact, let me have a look in the background of how you'd say something is like a light green or light yellow. Well, not really light yellow. Or you could say light yellow, light blue, so on and so forth, or like a dark, whatever color. Insert color here. All right. Let me have a look at that in the background. But whenever, Nani, whenever you're ready to move on to the next one, just let me know. And if you need me to go back up to the Hebrew alphabet, just by all means.
Sir, if you could, Salaki, I don't know where my other notebook is. I apologize for any inconvenience. If I could see the letters, please.
No sweat. No sweat. Ain't no problem. All right. So go back to the letters.
Abagamana.
So the third letter. So sorry, the second letter that you have first, you have A. If we go, let me go back down to it.
Salaki, sir. Can I try it again?
Ma. So it ends with man, right? That's the end, right? So the first letter is A. What's the second letter?
Is Ba?
The second letter is a Ra.
It's Ra. Salaki, could you show me the alphabet?
The second letter is Ra.
Am I tripping?
Khan. Right. So the second letter here, the Ba, it more hooks over.
Oh, Khan, sir. Khan. Salaki, can I try again? I apologize.
Khan, go ahead.
Okay, so that's gonna be. So it's gonna be Aragaman.
Correct, right? Aragaman, right? Aragaman. Okay, so that's your word for purple. Okay. All right, or violet if we go on the colors of the rainbow. All right, Aragaman. Okay. All right. Let me see here. I'm looking how we'd say something is a light color. Let me see. Or I guess bright. I think I got a word for that. Let me see. Right, but yeah, so purple in Hebrew is a ragaman. Again, this origin, I think it's another word of foreign origin. It means purple or purple dye, right? And the name of that purple dye just stuck for the word for purple itself. Okay. Right. And I'm also looking to how to say something is like light blue. The word I'm getting back, I'll show y'all over here, or like light purple or whatever. The word, I think would use this word for bright, this adjective. Let me have a look at this over here. Right, bright or brilliance of light. Okay, light or shining, bright, brilliant. Okay. Suppose you could use that to mean like a bright blue. Like a bright or clear. Let's see. I'm gonna look into it a bit more on that one because I feel like that's more bright as in like a light. So I'm gonna carry on looking into that one. It's like it. Let me go back over here. Okay. All right. So the next one.
Black is Shakar.
Shakar. All right, well done. All right, now the origin of the word Shakar means like dusk or dawn, meaning just before the sun comes up and like right before the sun goes down. Right, it's then very dark during those times. So the origin of the word Shakar means dusk or dawn, and then over time that became extended to be also the word for black. Okay, so if you're describing something as black, meaning it's very, very dark, right? You'd use the word Shakar. Okay. Let's see. Okay. And then whenever we're ready for the next word, Anya, just
I'm ready to
take it
see the
away
alphabet.
whenever you're ready.
The alphabet, please, sir. Salaki. Bob Kushaf for the alphabet.
Okay, no sweat. No sweat.
Kawam. Kawam.
Kawam, right? Well done. All right, so Kawam. Now, the origin of this word, so this is the word for brown. The origin is the word kam, meaning hot, right? And then you apply heat to something, it becomes brown, like you brown chicken, or like you go into this, right? So that's the word for brown, right? Actually comes from the word kam, which is the same name as Ham, right? Like Shem, Ham, and Japhet. Ham in Hebrew is kam, which means hot, right? That word kawam derives from that. Okay. All right. Then whenever you're ready, Kayala, you can move to the next one.
White is Laban.
Laban, right? So white in Hebrew is Laban. It's actually it's both an adjective and a verb, like one of those other words, right? It can mean to be white. It can also mean to make bricks. Now, those two things, you think, how do they go together? I mean, when you making bricks or when you playing with like cement and things of that nature, the dust from the materials, or when it dries and goes in your hands become white if you're, not already, right? If you're a brother and you in construction, all you gotta do is look a brother in construction and his skin is covered in powdery material, right? So that's why the same word as to be white is the same word for making bricks. All right, Laban. It can also mean to purify. Right? These are all the same word, Laban. Okay. Now, again, like say you describing the white man, just keep in mind the white man is not Laban. He isn't pure. He has nothing to do with bricks. That man is red. That man is, that man is red and unmelanated, but he's not white. All right. Let me get the sister back in. All right, no sweat. Okay. Also, let me make sure I'm not missing anything in the comments. I tried to get the comments up here. Okay. Let me just check the comments here. Shalom to someone named So Belts. Yeah, I can't tell if that's a brother or sister, so I'm gonna just say Lord in Christ before I do the wrong salute. Green was Iraq. No, sweat. You got that for okay. Then shalom to the brother Michael Ban Yahweh Ban Yashala Yahweh Shim Yahweh. Ragaman. Okay, somebody said, is there a difference between Adam and Adawam? They're damn near one and the same. I think it's like two variations. Now, if I look up, let me show you this over here as well. I think Adawam is more of a later word when the Jewish man started adding vocabulary, because Adam, it comes from the origin of the word Adam is Adam meaning ground, right? Like that red soil. So it also became the word for red or ruddy. And it can also be like let me show you the screen here. If I search for red, it'll give me Adam as an adjective. If I go into this one, I think if I scroll down, there's some instances where it puts it here, like Adawam, right? Now this will be, let me see here. My beloved is white and ruddy, but adding a wa, I believe that's just in here, right? This wa would be something the Jewish man added to make how would he say this? A dome, right? It makes that O sound. He did the same thing with the word shalom, meaning peace. He added that wa in there, and that's why he says shalom, right? But really the root here, the way you'd originally pronounce it, is Adam. Okay, I believe previously I had it as Adawam for red, but I had to correct that because whenever you see this wa in the middle of a word, you got to be very careful with this Jewish man. He shifted like that. All right, so I realized the actual root is just Adam. It's the same word for ground. Okay. All right. Then we have sister asks, like I said, do you mind pronouncing blue in Hebrew? Blue in Hebrew would be pronounced thakalath. All right, thakalath. That's how you pronounce that. Shift back over here. All right, so you just think of tha. Let me do it over here on the Hebrew, right? Tha, ka, lath. Remember, everything has that ah sound, right? So tha, ka, lath. Okay. What other questions do we have? What a question. Well, the sister checking in. April, Yahweh Shemala Thaba Hashem Yahweh Shai. No sweat. Thought it might be a situation like that, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, with that wa, right? I believe that was your question. All right, Khan. And the bar to the sister. All right, so let's carry on. Where was that? We just did white. All right, so we have black, brown, white, and now we got some other colors. We got gold, silver, and bronze. So who just read? Kayla, you went last, right? Okay, over to Naimia. How would you say gold in Hebrew?
Sir, if I could see the alphabet, Salaki.
Ka. I'll say just in case it isn't clear, because I know the letters can look slightly different. The first letter is a za.
Sir, it's Tawab.
Okay.
Zayab.
So the second letter here, I'll go back to it. This second letter would be a ha.
Zahab.
Zahab, right? Zahab, absolutely. All right, so Zahab is how you'd say gold. Now this would be both the element gold, like if you was wearing a gold chain, gold earrings, gold this, gold that, it would be Zahab. Also the color for gold, which is damn near you're saying the same thing, but if something wasn't necessarily made out of gold, like this, I have this small Manara, it has gold on it, but I'm assuming it's not real gold. It would probably be a bit heavier. All right, but I would say this is Thakalath wa Zahab. It's blue and gold. All right. I don't even know if y'all can see that. It might blur it out in my background thing. I think y'all can see it, right? This is Thakalath, blue right here. It's like a dark blue, wa Zahab, and gold. All right. Also, most iron crush for gold would be Zahab. All right. Oh, Banyam Ira, you've got the 3 sentences from last week. I absolutely did forget the 3 sentences from last week. Salakia. I'm gonna have to go over them. We was translating phrases. I'm gonna go back to it after the class, and I'm gonna try and get those for next week. I do apologize. I did forget to do that. As I said, you know, they say confession is good for the soul. My memory is terrible. I apologize for anyone in advance. But try and remember for next week to get those 3 sentences down. All right, the water for reminding me, Ira. All right. So gold is Zahab. All right. Next we got silver. All right. So how would you say silver in Hebrew? Ayala.
Kasap.
Kasap. All right, excellent. So silver in Hebrew is kasap. All right, you got the ka, sa, and pa, and the sa and pa joined together. Now, this is again the element silver. Like if you have silver jewelry, silver rings, or so on and so forth. The element silver is kasap. It also generally became the word for money. All right, so if you wanted to say money, money is also kasap. Whatever currency it has, if you was to say it in Hebrew, it'd be kasap for money. Okay. All right, let me check here. I see. That's why I can't see the comments. All right, so silver in Hebrew is kasap, and it's also the word for money. All right, and then the last one, whenever you're ready, Naomi, let me know when you're ready to see the alphabet. Or if you'd like, I can just tell you the letters.
No. So I'm trying to practice it a little bit. The water for your patience.
No sweat.
But
Absolutely.
I'm looking at my notes so you don't have to scroll up. So I got you don't have to scroll up, sir. Anaya, please have a seat. Have a seat, please. Okay, you mommy's working. Just give me 1 second, okay? So it's na ka and then shath. Nakashath.
Absolutely. Well done. Nakashath. All right, that's perfect, right? Nakashath. Now, this is a word for bronze. Okay, now the root is nakasha, which means the same. It means copper or bronze. And then if you was to describe something as bronze, right? Like you're not just saying like how gold, both the element gold and the description of gold is the same. But if you was to say, like I have copper or I have bronze, you'd say nakasha. If you were to say this is a bronze statue or this is the color, this is a bronze color, you'd use nakashath, right? So that one has variation. Okay, and nakashath in its definition, damn near just means belonging to copper. Like you'll see that that shath, wherever it's like it used to be a ha at the end, like a sha or asha, and then it becomes a shath. Like say that example with a shah and a shath. A shah means woman. A shath means wife. A shath means wife because now this woman belongs to somebody, right? She belongs to her husband. She's somebody's possession. So that's where you get like the something changing from a ha at the end to a tha at the end. So nakashath would damn near be like pertaining to or belonging to copper or bronze, having the same attributes, that sort of thing. All right. Messiah Christ. All right. So that is the colors in biblical Hebrew. I had to revisit them, to make a few corrections here and there, and to add further as well on some context as well, and words like reddish, greenish. If you specifically talk about plants, you would use the old word we had for green, which was ra'ainan. The specific word, if you're saying not really the color, but the appearance of something is this, you would say ayan, right? Like you could say, if I was to talk about this mouse, I'm saying it's black. I could say ayanwa, which means its appearance, shakar, its appearance is black, right? So I could like form the sentence that way. Ayanwa. If I was to say, what other colors have I got here? Ayan, let's use this again. Ayanwa Thakalath Wazahab. Its appearance is blue and gold. Right. I could even say Manara Thakalath Wazahab, which means a blue and gold menorah. Right? So you can use those colors. You can use the phrase to say the appearance or like in appearance or like in color, using ka'ayan to form sentences that way if you want to describe the color of things. Okay. All right. So before we move on to, go ahead.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. I gotta step away from my kids. I'm
No
listening,
sweat.
but I'm not gonna be able to participate as called. I'm gonna change you and I to participate. The water, sir. Shalom, sis. Shalom, y'all. Lord in Christ.
No sweat. I'm good to go. Yahweh Shema Allah Ta'ala Shema Shai. Okay. All right. So, let's go through the second half. Before I go to the second half of the class, are there any questions anybody has, or anything anyone wants me to run over before we move on to the vocabulary part of the class? All right, y'all let me know, or forever hold your peace, as they say. All right, let me see. Kayla, you good to go?
Con.
All right, no sweat, no sweat. If I'm checking the comments as well, I managed to get it up on my phone. So if anyone has any questions, just put your questions in the comments. All right, so let me get the blue list up first before I even start sharing my thing. Not blue letter, Bible Hub in this case. Let me do both. We're gonna start in where we at? We in Deuteronomy 14. Was it 14 and verse 12? All right, so let me stop sharing my screen. I'm gonna reshare the full screen. Select here and share entire screen. Okay. Right. So from Deuteronomy 14 and verse 12. Let me grab this here. Deuteronomy 1 verse 1. All right, Deuteronomy chapter 14. Chapter. I'm going to scroll down to verse 12. Let me just get this here as well. Deuteronomy 14, verse 12. Okay. Right. So this is going through dietary law. All right, let's get it. So a lot of this verse is I remember we not too long ago we went over different birds, different animals, different mammals, birds, reptiles, insects. I believe we went through those 4. So this will be going through a lot of birds. What's the next few verses? Yeah, a lot of this will be going through the birds. We may get to like certain insects and things like that, but should we start from here? So start over this side. I think the first word we have is hazah, right? Hazah. Oh, no, wazah. All right, so wazah, we have wa as a preposition. All right, so wa. Yeah, to the sister April Slack. Yeah, I had forgotten to as I was preparing this topic, I forgot about those. It was 3 phrases I hadn't yet translated. I'm gonna try and remember to get those for next week. I do apologize. I said I'd had them for this week, Slovakia, but I'm gonna try and have them for next week. I'm gonna make sure I put it in my notes to remind myself. You know, things happen with the slavery and different departments and things of that nature. I do apologize, but I'm gonna try and have them for next week. All right. So, wa as a preposition means and, or basically a continuation of what's being said. Then we have za. All right. Za is a type of word. This is a conjunction. I think it's probably like a noun and a conjunction. Pronoun, masculine, demonstrative. Okay. Okay. All right, so it's a pronoun. All right, it means basically this or like saying these. Okay, I'm gonna need to uncover this. Let me go back a lot. Okay. Then you have a shar. A shar is a conjunction. What does a shar mean?
Which?
Which. Damn near drilled. Damn near everybody who attends my class at least twice should know the word ashar like the back of their hand. Right? Ashar is a word which means which. You see it very, very often. Okay. Then you have la'ah, and you have, let me deal with la'ah first. So la'ah is what's known as a negative particle. Okay, it basically turns what you're saying into the negatives, like saying no, or not, or basically turning whatever you're saying into the negative. Right. So you can have fa'akalwa, that means thou shalt eat it. Or you can have la'ah fa'akalwa, which means thou shalt not eat it. Turns the whole sentence negative. Okay. Right. Then with fa'akalwa, we have fa as a preposition. This is also part of like verb tenses. When you add tha before a verb, in the future tense, it makes it basically you will do this, right? So fa as a preposition means thou or thee. Okay. Then we have the root word here, which is akal, which is a verb. What does akal mean?
To eat.
To eat. All right. Akal means to eat, or it can also by extension mean to consume. We go into some soon. But in its basic form, it means to eat, ate, eaten, consume. It could also be like, say there's a fire and the fire consumes a whole forest. You could use the word akal for that, right? You could also use it in that context, like by extension. And that's again how we talk. Like, you know, it's again just how we talk. I don't even have to put it into a, like the fire just consumed the whole, just ate up the whole forest. You could put it in a way like that, but we know is it burned. It didn't, fire can't physically eat. It can't, satiate its hunger, right? It just tore up the whole forest. Even that, saying it tore up this, that is, it didn't, tear, it didn't pull and rip the forest, but it, consumed it. Okay, then we have maham. Okay, so maham, you would have basically ma as a preposition. Matter of fact, let me also put, before I do that, wa, so like tha as a preposition meaning thou or thee. Akal means to eat. Wa as a suffix, so at the end of a word, means he or it. So tha akal wa basically means thou shalt eat it. Or sometimes that wa refers to, like in the plural sense, like them, especially where we have words like maham. We know this ham at the end, and we're going to get to it. Ham means them. It means they or them. So maham basically means of them or from them. I even put this, wa as a suffix means he or it. Ma as a preposition means, that's why I was telling me I spelled that wrong. There's an S in here, which shouldn't be. And let's go down to here. So ma as a preposition means of or from, in the context of like, in like the of, it's like typically like out of, and then like from as well. Then you have ham. Ham could be either a suffix or it could be a subject pronoun. So if it's at the end of a word, it means they, or it means they, their, or them. Matter of fact, would it mean they? No, I think that's more if you use it as a subject pronoun. And it means their or them. As a suffix. as a subject pronoun, right? If you're just saying this at the beginning, this is who we're talking about, then it would be they, right? If I'm losing anybody, just let me know. But basically, a subject pronoun is like I, you, he, she, they, them. Those are subject pronouns, right? So this would be either they or them. Is this a subject? Yeah, subject pronoun. Yeah. Okay. Then we have, okay, so the first thing is which we shall not eat, ha nashar. So we have ha as a root, which is a preposition, which means what?
The.
The. All right, so ha means the in its simplest form. Then we have nashar. Nashar is a noun, which is a type of bird, and it means an eagle. Okay. Then we have, so wa, ha, paras. So and the, and then paras would be the word here for vulture. Okay. So it's also like a type of eagle. It puts it here as the ossifrage. I think that's how we did it, which is a type of bearded vulture. Okay, so paras is also a noun. It's a bearded vulture or like a ossifrage. It says perhaps bearded vulture. In fact, let me look up ossifrage. Look this word up. I think when we went through birds, right, the ossifrage is a bearded vulture. Okay, right, so that's the paras. Okay, then go back here. We have waha izanya. All right, so let's go here. All right, so izan, what's the root here? I was, could be izanaya. Let me see how we pronounce this. Let me see. It comes from eyes, which means strength. Again, you gotta be careful with this Jewish man. You have you saying I was, what I said earlier, but the word is eyes. Right? So if it's eyes, could be then eyes naya. Let me check this out in the over here. Make sure I get the right pronunciation here. Eyes naya seems to be the pronunciation. Eyes naya. That's what I'm gonna put. All right, so eyes meaning strength, and naya. Same noun. Now this, it says unclean bird of prey, an osprey or a buzzard. Okay, so we put osprey or a buzzard. I think in some definitions, it's a little bit unclear. I think in some definitions it gives you like an owl as well. Or a species of eagle, what it seems to be. Let's see, let me do here. It says like owl right here, but here it says osprey or a buzzard. Okay. So that would be more the definition. It'd be more an osprey. All right, let's go back back on this side too. All right, now we in verse 13. Okay, wa ha ra'ah. All right, ha ra'ah. This must be another word. Oh. It take me to ra'ah. Let me check it over in the little the Gleed. Let's see, Hara'a. Okay, okay. Okay, right. Oh, so hold on, am I tripping? When he took me to Ra'ah, I just took this as, yeah, I mean, Ra'ah means to see or to look. But okay, so it's also the name of a Gleed, and it became named that because of its sharp sight, because of its strong, sight. Okay, so this is also called Ra'ah. Okay, okay. Confused me because it said to see and to look. I'm thinking this brings us the verb. All right, but so wa ha ra'ah, so and the Gleed, from what it said here, ra'ah, which is a noun in this case. It's a type of bird. Get the name again. It said Gleed. Let me look up a Gleed real quick. What bird is? It's a bird of play, like a kite. Region word for joy. Okay, is that what it says here? A kite or hawk. Okay, so let me put Gleed / kite, and yeah, like a hawk. They're also very much known for their sight. Okay, I almost want to put in a hawk in here too, but I don't know if we have a different word for hawk. So I'm gonna leave it at Gleed or kite. That's what I'm seeing consistent between the two. Kite, falcon, or buzzard. Okay, okay. I'm there. I mean, there's a lot of birds with strong vision. So how do you say the last word? You say so. Eyes is the root, so you'd say eyes naya. So eyes naya. All right, where are we at? We at 8:35. Okay, carry on. All right. So and the kite, wa'ath ayah. Okay, so now this word seems to be a word for falcon or kite also, or a hawk, screamer, hawk, kite, vulture. So it seems to be a bit of debate as to what these individual birds pertain to. I think I was having a lot of trouble with the birds, when I went through that one. So again, let's put this one, ayah. This is a noun. Let me check between the two and see what's most consistent. Go back to this. Yeah. Also, that word ath is what's known as a direct object marker. I'm just gonna put DIR OBJ marker, direct object marker. It basically, what does this type of word do, Kyla?
It tells us what the verb applies to.
Exactly. It tells you what the verb applies to. All right, so the verb we're still talking about is a cow, right? So, and also these, just to make sure there's no confusion. All right, it tells you what the verb applies to. Okay. Right, so here, a hawk, a falcon, or a kite. And over on this one, there's a kite, vulture, or a falcon, or a hawk. Yeah, that was the three you gave me. Another one, a hawk, falcon, or a kite, a hawk, kite, falcon. Okay, all right. So let's just put that in there. So it could either be a hawk, a falcon, or a kite. I go on to down here, rendered kite in many English versions and understood broadly to include several hawk-like species. Okay, so it kind of classifies those birds, like the same with glee and aya. It classifies types of birds that are known for their sharp vision. These are like scavengers or birds of prey. You cannot eat a bird that eats meat. You can't eat an eagle, a falcon, a hawk. You can't eat none of it. All right. All right. Let me see. All right, the birds you can eat are not birds of prey. They'll be like chickens, eat corn and grain and things like that, or maybe even thing like some what does like chicken and turkey eat? Typically your corn, your grain, that sort of thing. All right, let's see. Okay, all right, so let's carry on. We have waha daya. So the root here is daya, which is another type of vulture or kite. So it's listing various birds of prey that we cannot eat. All right, so let me just try and get some consistency across the two, see what matches across both. All right, so in here, the ya is a vulture, hawk, falcon, perhaps a kite. I mean, good night. We got 3 different types of falcon, hawks, and kites. You can't eat, just in case there's any confusion, you can't eat any hawks, you can't eat any falcons, and you can't eat any kites. Okay. All right, so they're saying this is likely to be a falcon. Okay, so let me put that in. Daya. I don't even know how I distinguish with the different birds. Obviously, there'll be other verses that we can look at and other references, but I do recall that one being particularly difficult. Daya, this is basically another bird of prey. I'm gonna put falcon. Okay. I'm gonna just try and keep it as simple as possible because I mean we can't have like 3,000 different words for the same type of bird. Okay. La mayana. Okay, so la will be a preposition. Okay, interesting. So la is a preposition meaning to. Oh, hold on. Preposition. I need to put over here. And it means, what does la mean as a preposition?
2 or 4.
2 or 4. Somebody asked Trooper Ayazan, which how about Shemil Shabakata, checking in from DC. The brother asked, is duck unlawful to eat? Yes, duck is unlawful to eat. You can't eat duck, swan, goose. You can't eat none of that. It is unlawful. All right, when we go through the next part, it lists like different variations of water birds, right? You can't eat those things. All right. So la is a preposition meaning 2 or 4. Then we have mayan. Mayan. So let me check this word again. Even I be careful with these diyas. Let me see. Mayana is the Aramaic. Okay. Everywhere I'm seeing this written, it does have that ya. So let me put in mayan. Okay. Mayan is a noun. Sister April asks, is tuna unlawful to eat? Khan, tuna is unlawful to eat. All right, if you look at a tuna, the rules for whether a fish is clean or not is it has to have fins and scales. If you look at a tuna fish doesn't have scales like a regular fish. You can't just scale it and have it. The tuna, by the way, is a massive fish. Like I know we see it in the small cans, but tuna fish are massive, and their scales, especially comparative to their size, are microscopic. according to like what Moses would have seen, if Moses would have caught a tuna, if the tuna didn't catch him, because tunas are big as hell. But if Moses was to catch a tuna and feel its skin for scales, he would have said, nah, these ain't scales. If you look it up, they say the scales are microscopic. If you had a microscope, you could see its scales, but it does not have scales. And scales protect fish from like bacteria entering into the skin. That's why we have that. If you want to go the scientific route of why clean fish, why scales is a requirement. It protects bacteria and things from entering into its body. All right, but tuna doesn't have that. Okay. All right. So mayan is a word which means kind or species. Okay. All right. So after its kind. So la mayanwa would be to its kind. Right. Oh, so I missed a. Oh, you know, I'm right here. Okay. Wa'ath. Right. So then and also the verb is pertaining to this or these. Then we have kal. Kal, I believe this word is a noun. What does kal mean?
All, any, and every.
All, any, or every. Everything of this category we're about to say, right? Oh, sorry, every. All right, then we have first of the category, we have Irab. All right, Irab. Let's go into this word, raven. All right, and it seems pretty, it's pretty consistent for raven. All right, if I scroll down, yep, a raven from its dusky hue. Irab, the root means to close. I'll check over on this side. Where was I? Oh, hold on, where was I at? 14. Wakal Irab, or Wa'ath Kal Irab. Okay, Irab consistently is raven. Okay. So noun. Raven. All right, so any raven, right? Any type of raven. What does it say? Does it say Lamayan again? Yeah, any raven after or to its kind, right? Any raven after its kind. Lamayanwa again. All right, Wa'ath, Bath. Okay, so we have, and also, then we have Bath, which means daughter. Okay. All right, daughter, Ha'aina, which means ostrich right here. Okay, so the daughter of the ostrich. Go down to the next verse. Right, so that's interesting. Wa'ath, Bath, Aina. So it puts this phrase, the daughter of the ostrich, to this word. Owl, ostrich. So owl is literally translated as, oh, no, hold on. Is the ostrich the daughters of the owl? So, hold on. What is it? Is this ostrich or owl? What are we? Which one is it? All right, this seems to be ostrich. Okay, hold on, yeah, ein. Okay, all right. Yeah, Aina is ostrich. Bird, the owl of the ostrich, literally daughter of the owl. So for some reason, the ostrich is the daughter of the owl. I don't, I'm not a, I don't, I'm not gonna pretend like I know what that means or how that turned out to be. That, let me even see its English translation. It just puts it as the owl, so I don't know. It's the daughter of the owl. I mean, if we go into it, Say ostrich. All right, so we're gonna put it down as ostrich. All right. Let's do ya I nah. Okay. Say noun. Ostrich. Let's put ostrich or owl. One of the it's one way around. So maybe the daughter of the ostrich is the owl. I don't see how a ostrich could be the daughter of the owl because the ostrich is kind of big. I don't see a owl giving birth to an ostrich. Of course, it's not literal, but you know. Let's carry on. Then we have what's the next one? Wa'af ha thakamas. So this is another type of owl or a night hawk. Okay, an owl or night hawk or a male ostrich for some reason. Okay, all right. Just throwing in. I tell you, they throw a curveball every now and again. Like I don't. You know, it is what it is. All right. So let's put this in. So tha kamas and kamas, which is like the same word for like Hamas today. It means like violence. It means violence. Let me go into this word. To do wrong, to do violence to treat violently. I mean, damn. Yeah, them Jewish people, I've been treating them folks violently. I ain't gonna lie. Is even in the wording. They done treat Hamas rough. All right, so tha kamas is the word. Here is a noun. It basically means like thou shalt do violence. That's what thakamas would mean. Thou shalt be violent. So the let's bold these. It's named after another bird of prey. It seems to be night hawk, great owl, male ostrich, perhaps an extinct bird. So it's basically telling you it doesn't know exactly what bird this is. It's just gonna be honest with you. So I'm gonna put. It says here night hawk. Is that supposed to say night hawk, or have I been misreading this whole time? Night hawk. All right, let me just put night hawk. All right. It says here screech owl. Basically, it doesn't all the way know. All right. Wa'af ha shakap, the gull. Now this would be like a seagull. Sha clap. Let's go into this. Yeah, seagull or like a cuckoo bird. It's from its loud noise, from what I recall. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna just put seagull. Okay. Then we have Wa'af Nataza. All right, we're going to this word. All right, so Nataza is the bird. See, another. See, sometimes flower and blossom. It's either a blossom or a hawk. Okay. Well, we're talking about birds, so in this instance, it would be, I guess, a hawk. Okay, so a flower from its brilliancy or a hawk from its flashing speed. Okay. All right, so we done found about 1,000 words for a hawk, but it's basically various birds of prey in its simplest form. Let's go back. Okay. La Mayan Hawa. Okay. Also like La Mayanawa, right? After their kind, basically, after this kind. Okay, we have, where we at? We at 8:53. Got a couple more minutes. Let's try a couple more of these words. All right, Hakawas. Kawas here. It says an O, not an O, an owl. Good night. You can tell I'm tired. It's getting late on a Friday evening. We about ready, yo. We about ready. All right, let's get oh, we also put noun over on this side. What was it? Kawas? Yeah, kawas. Which is a noun. I'm gonna just put owl. I don't want to spend too much time on these birds where it's not all the way clear what type of specific species it's talking about. Then you have waya. Not sure what. Let me damn near just. It's gonna be a lot of birds, so I'll finish this verse, and then I think we good with that. It gives us gives a couple minutes to close out. Okay, so Yana, Yan, this Yanashwap, Nashapa is the root. Ya, Nashap. Okay. I think this I'm gonna put Yanashwap. Let's just put that in. Okay, noun. It's a nocturnal bird of prey. It's a type of owl. We'll just say here, desert owl, great owl, heron, night heron. We'll put, what was the thing here? Bird of prey, horned owl, desert owl. It's just another type. I'm put night owl, another type of owl. Okay. Well, let me put these definitions. Screech, owl. Then we have waha, thanashamath. The root will be thanashamath, which is either a mole, a chameleon, or an owl, depending on the context. Okay. Fa, na, sha, ma.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
I don't know if it was in Hebrew or with like the white man in colonization or something, but like every fruit was called apple at some point, right?
Yeah.
So maybe every bird was called owl.
It could very well be that. It could very well be that. Like, yeah, as you say, the even the word apple just means fruit. So it just so happened that the apple we know today, it just kept that name for fruit. But then you got pine apple, it's just pine fruit. All various different fruits were just called something apple or apple something. And then they changed over time. So yeah, it could very well be like even eagle and vulture. These were just kind of words similar to that. And to the sister's question, these are all what we cannot eat. That's correct. Yeah, we cannot eat any of these words. We can't eat any birds of prey, any owls, any ostrich. We can't eat any seagull, any hawk after its kind, any owl, any falcon, any vulture, of course. Can't eat any birds of prey. And then it goes into things. Matter of fact, for time's sake, we'll just skim through it. We about good to go. It goes into like the stork, the heron, cormorant, believe the storks and the heron and the cormorant. These are your types of water birds, and this is how we understand that the things like duck and swan and goose. These things are also unclean. Okay. All right. For time's sake, I'm gonna call it there. Let me stop sharing my screen and let's close out. We quite close in the time, so I'm gonna just go ahead and close out with the salute. All right, so I hope you all enjoyed the class. Again, next week I'm gonna try to remember those 3 phrases. Salakia. I'm gonna have those ready. I think next week is a class where we're gonna go over a few different things. I haven't fully decided on the topic, but if there's anything anyone wants to see also particularly, or you have any suggestions, by all means, put your suggestions in the classes. You know, if you want to go through this or go through that, if you have any suggestions, put them through in the classes, put them through in the email, you know, all that, so I can do what it is that people are asking for. You know what I'm saying? What it is people want to learn. Okay. All right, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and do the salute for the brothers. So Yemen Israel, Imadium Shabbath, Imadium, Barak, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatam, Yad Yamata. All right, sisters stand, Imadium. We'll salute the sisters. All right, so Yemen Israel, Imadium Shabbath, Imadium, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alatan Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shemar Alatha B'Hashem Yahweh Shai.
No sign of Christ. Yad Yamata, and class dismissed. All right. The water, everybody, for tuning in. As always, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate all the questions, the comments, so on and so forth. All right. And I'll see y'all next week. All right. Shalom, Israel.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're